Both you and I agree that the wrong team is favored in this year's Holiday Bowl. This is Brad Powers, pregame.com studios, just off the Vegas Strip. We're talking college football bowl action. We got a good one for you between a pair of top 25 teams. We got Washington State out of the Pac-12 taking on Michigan State from the Big Ten.
I don't think the wrong team's going to be favored for very much longer. Tell me why all the money's going to come on Sparty.
Yeah, we're taking Sparty plus the points here, and it's all about a coaching mismatch. Wait, you say, we got Mark D'Antonio, Mike Leach, two good coaches, but in this preferred spot here, Mark D'Antonio is the way to go. 17-4 against the spread as an underdog dating back to 2011. 14 outright upsets, and Mike Leach on the flip side has struggled in bowl games. 3-8 against the number as a bowl favorite. That's why we're thinking there's some value here on Sparty before they go and become the favorite in this one. We like Michigan State plus the points.
Now, Mike Leach is a quirky guy, but he's a good coach, but he has not had a lot of success against the spread in bowls. Why is that?
Well, you had the right keyword there, quirky. Well, what's quirky about him? Not only his personality, but his offense. It's a pass-happy offense that during the regular season you only got a week to prepare, you're at a major disadvantage. But when you have 4 weeks to prepare for a bowl game, that's where his offense sometimes gets, stopped. And I'll use a great example from last year's Holiday Bowl against Minnesota, a team that was without 10 suspended players, including all 4 starters in the secondary. Somehow they found a way to limit Washington State's high-powered offense to just 12 points.
Now, amazingly, both these coaches have equivalent straight-up records in their bowls. They're both at 500, but that's misleading, right?
Very misleading. So Mike Leach is 6-6 in bowl games as far as straight up. Mark D'Antonio, 5-5 straight up in bowl games. Here's where the mispricing is. Mark D'Antonio was an underdog in 9 of those 10 games. Meanwhile, Mike Leach was a favorite in 11 of those 12 games. So undervalued Michigan State, overvalued Washington State.
Let's talk about Sparty. I think they've been the model of consistency. Everyone remembers they lost by a zillion against Ohio State, but their other 2 losses, very close losses. I could argue they've only played 1 bad game all year long.
Yeah, and while the Notre Dame final was, a 20-point loss for them, it was misleading. They outgained Notre Dame by 150 yards, but the team that wasn't very consistent was their opponent, Washington State. Jekyll and Hyde team, some good quality wins for them, but also some very bad losses. All 3 of their losses by double digits.
And let's talk about some of those quality signature wins. USC, well, the whole USC team was injured in that game. Stanford, Bryce Love was running on one ankle, probably at 70%. And Oregon, they beat Oregon without their quarterback, Herbert. Totally different team without him. Put an asterisk by all those wins.
Absolutely. And also put an asterisk about the Washington State wide receiver core, and that leads me to my second main handicap here. We got cluster injuries, and the narrative is going to be, well, Washington State's pass-happy offense. Yeah, they're missing a couple wide receivers. It's plug and play. We're all good. No, not necessarily this year. I mean, they got a 4-year starting quarterback in Luke Falk, who Mike Leach has pulled because they've struggled throwing the football. Now you're without your top 2 wide receivers. That's a major negative that's not getting reflected in the market.
Let's talk about Michigan State, maybe something that wasn't reflected in the market as well. This was a very young team. Didn't have that high in terms of aspirations. They've really overachieved, but now 15 bowl practices for this team. They should be getting even better.
Yeah, a wise guy secret, at least for me, is I like playing on young teams in bowl games because, I would say the level of play can only get better, especially when you're only a freshman or sophomore. And that was what this Michigan State team was, one of the least experienced teams in the country coming into it, 3-9 and 9-3. And I'm going to give you a hint. One of those teams I might possibly play as a future, long shot, 80-1 type ticket next year, Michigan State, who gets both Ohio State and Michigan at home, and they're going to have 15-plus returning starters.
We do a lot of these videos, and oftentimes they're games that we bet, but they might be a medium-sized bet, and we hold back our very, very best premium stuff for what we give out to our clients. But I got to tell you, this is a 3-star selection for me, a rare 3-star selection. Gave it out to my premium VIPs. I love this play. To make it official.
Yeah, let's make this official. Also a premium 3-star pick for me, Michigan State plus the points. Get it before they flip the favorite. Why? Because there's a big coaching mismatch in this one. Mark D'Antonio and the Spartans, 17-4 against the spread, 14 outright upsets as an underdog. Mike Leach struggles in bowl games, particularly as a favorite, 3-8 against the number. And we got cluster injuries at Washington State's wide receiver position. It's not a plug-and-play offense this year. They've actually at times struggled to throw the football. Add it all up. The wrong team is favored, but not for long. Take Sparty plus the points. More videos at pregame.com.